All right, so today training in this video, we're going to talk about attract, we're going to talk about add value, we're going to talk about acquire, and then we're going to talk about accelerate. And what that really means is this: attract is traffic. You need traffic. One of the questions that all people always ask all the time is, how do I find people to sell to? And that's the wrong question. The first questions you got to ask yourself in terms of traffic and attract is, how do I be findable? How do I be findable? And then add value is about getting buying. It's about generating leads and nurturing the leads. And most importantly, deepening the connection so that the leads are ready for you to convert. And then the only way that you can actually get buy-in is by being able to add value. And when you add value, you're going to be able to nurture that relationship, the lead that you actually generate. So there's two parts when it comes to leads: generating leads and then nurturing the leads. Okay. And most importantly, if you're adding value, before you create things to add value, you got to know what your audience values first. Okay. And then acquire, which is convert, which is sales, right? This is where you actually make offers. And one of the biggest downfalls I have seen people not make money online, not generate the revenue they want to generate, is because they don't make offers, right? The first step is that they don't create offers. And that's why we're all here. We're here to show you how to create offers. And then most importantly, put yourself in a position to actually make offers. And then the fourth is accelerate. When your clients say yes to you, your job is then to help them succeed, right? To help them get the results that they desire, right? Whether it's moving away from pain or moving towards pleasure. So that's the four things we're going to talk about, which is attract, which is traffic; add value, which is leads and generating leads and nurturing leads; acquire, which is sales, converting, making offers; and then accelerate, which is succeed, helping your client succeed. And this is going to be the playbook that will help you generate 100K months. That's our ultimate goal. Our thing is 100K months. We have a passion to help people generate 100K months. This, just like this, right? This is our 2 Come Award, which is basically generating over $1 million in revenue. We've done multiple of them, right? So we have a few on our wall. And then we've also been able to generate 100K weeks as well as 100K days. So we just received this award from Myron Golden at his last circuit stage selling. And this is this really nice award. This nice. It's where you generate 100K day. You can't really see it. It's engraved on the 100K day, but that's what it is. So we've been able to generate 100K months, 100K weeks, as well as 100K days. I don't know if that changes your life, being able to generate 100K day. Just imagine that. I never thought that I would ever be able to put myself in a position to generate 100K day. I barely broke 100K year when I was an employee for somebody else. For the longest time, I watched my parents, combined with all the overtime that they worked, they never generated 100K a year. My brothers and sisters, currently right now, their job, my brother's just shy of 100K year. My sister is probably about half of that. So 100K a year has really been something that was so unreachable, unrealistic, and you have to work really, really hard to get it. And here I am. I've generated 100K months consistently now. And as a matter of fact, this last week, we did another 100K week. And then we've also been generating 100K days. So if you subscribe to our channel here, as well as like this video and comment 100K, we're going to share with you a link where you can actually register for our free training. It's called our 100K Intensive, which is the playbook for 100K months. And in that training, we're going to walk you through really the 7 costly mistakes that I have discovered that really prevents and stops experts and entrepreneurs like you and I to generate 100K months. So we're going to walk through what those 7 mistakes are. So if you comment 100K, we'll send you a link where you can register. It's a free training, and we're going to share with you how to actually get you and your business and your offers to 100K months. So all right, so let's really dive into it. So we'll start at the very bottom. We're gonna start with accelerate first. I was just at Mastermind in Paradise with Russell Brunson and Inner Circle and his Prime Movers group. About 200 people there. I was just a little bit over 200, and I was blown away by how complicated people make their offers and really their life and their business. So for example, one person told me that he hasn't made offers yet. Why? Because he's still rebranding himself. And I asked him, I said, rebranding, like, what does that mean? He's like, well, I'm changing my logo. I'm changing my, my tagline, all of that stuff, right? My brand colors. I'm like, at this stage of your career, a stage of your business, branding is not important. Sales is important, right? So I said, you know what? Just create your offer, know how you're going to deliver all your fulfillment, like your deliverables, to help your clients accelerate, right? To help them achieve success, and then make your offer, right? Invite the people that to your webinars or to your challenge, whatever you're doing, and just make your offer, deliver value, all right, get sales, make impact, generate income, which will buy you time, to build your brand. And he's like, oh my God, that makes sense. The second person, I said, how many offers did you make, right? Because everything's all a numbers game. He's like, well, I'm still creating my course. I'm like, what? Why not sell it first? He's like, well, how do I do that? Well, just sell your offer, sell your course first. And then what you do is you tell your people that, hey, you're going to do a live training for them and block out a date and times, 2 or 3 hours, 2 or 3 days. If you have a lot to train on, if your offer, for example, your course is, let's say 15 lessons and 5 modules, you might need to deliver that over 3 days. So why don't you sell the course first? Tell them that you're going to do live training for 3 days, do like an immersive training or some type of a boot camp, and then turn those recordings into your course, right? You do the live training first, and then you turn that into a course, because now you're creating a learning environment instead of a teaching environment. And he's like, oh my God. And then you're able to generate income now, right? You run your webinar, you make your offer, and his course was going to be like $1,000. I'm like, yeah, just go in and make their $997 offer, block out a few times, come deliver value live, and then turn it into a course, and then give a couple weeks later, put it in your members area, and give your clients access to that course. And then if the cool part is, if you run it the first time and you want to improve it, make iterations, then you do the same thing again. You make your offer again, you run another live event, right? Another boot camp, another immersion, another 3 days, and then you deliver value again, make your tweaks, and then edit the videos, and then replace the old course with the new course. Now you have a brand new course in the members area. And then if you wanted to make tweaks again, you do the same thing over and over again. So that's what I did in the first 6 months of my launch in 2018. That's what I did. I ran a webinar every single week, and I made my offer. And part of my offer was, at that time, it was a $29.97 offer. And one of the deliverables, one of the fulfillment was actually a course. And that's exactly what I did. I sold a coaching offer first, and I included the course, gave a date. It was a 2-day boot camp, 2 full days. It was about 8 to 10 hour days. And I delivered value first, and then I turned it into a course. And then I ran it again. And I was like, oh, I like that course. I like the recording. We'll put that up there first. And then about a month later, I ran another one because I knew I wanted to make iterations. And I replaced the old course with the second version, 2.0. And then I was like, oh, there's still something missing. I did it again. And then I did about another 2 or 3 weeks later, I did the same thing again and replaced the second version with the third version. So 3.0, up till I did it 5 times within the first 6 months. And until I got the 5.0 version, I'm like, oh, I like that one. That's the one that's final. Make sense? And then after that, all I did was I just ran traffic to a funnel that was running automated, selling my course because it was already done. Make sense? Don't create your course first, sell it first, and then create it afterwards. Okay. So the fourth step of this is accelerate, right? It's helping your clients succeed. So what you have to decide on is just fulfillment, right? And I think the best fulfillment, the easiest fulfillment is when you make your offer, just be there for your clients. You don't have to deliver on your deliverables, over-deliver on value. That's it, right? So what you're really selling is, hey, I'm just going to do a coaching call, just what we do weekly from 9 to 11. We're just going to be there for you, to coach you, give you answers. And then if there are other things that you're going to include, like if you want to include a course, if you want to include a book, you want to include the checklist, or you want to include even virtual events, you can always add that later. And then when you add that later, your clients, oh my God, I didn't think I was even going to get all of this. And here you're giving it all, right? And they're like, wow, not only did they just deliver, but they totally over delivered, right? Just sell your time first with them. That's what you got to do, right? So that's the accelerate. Now let's talk about acquire. Acquire is sales. There are two parts of sales. There's the front end offer and then the back end offer. And we're going to start with the back end offer first. Okay. The back end offer is where, because it's not about making sales, it's about making margins. So like our back end offer is a $25,000 coaching program. That's on my business side, right? It's just coaching. And our back end offer on our business coaching and our virtual assistant side is $50,000, right? For example. And that's where our margins are. That's where we become a profitable business, right? So you got to have a premium value offer in the back end. That's what generally a back end offer is, a premium value offer. Okay. So that's the second part of sales. But the first part of sales, you got to have a front end offer. A front end offer is your high value offer, right? Your core offer. And this is where, for us, where we make our $25,000 offers during our immersion. Our immersion is $497. One of my mentors, Myron, a couple of weeks back, he ran a live event here in Dallas called Content to Cash Flow. So that's his front end offer. He was selling tickets to it for $297. So he filled the room with 250 people. That's a front end offer. So when people buy a ticket, now he gets people in the room with him. He delivers value over 2 days. He's got him and two other speakers, 3 speakers total. They deliver massive value. And then the $297 ticket just gets people in the room with you, right? And the revenue from that $297 ticket, I think it was like $60,000 in sales for ticket sales. That covered the space. That covered his team. It didn't even cover his flight there because he flies private, right? So it's $11,000 per hour and he flies from Tampa to Dallas. That's basically a 6-hour or 7-hour flight there and back. So right away, he's already out $77,000. So your front end offer just gets people in the room with you, right? And if you deliver massive value like he did, then you make your back end offer, which his back end offer was a $25,000 offer to spend at his next 2-day event called Malcolm Millions, right? So that's where he then profits. And I think they did combined, I think they did almost $1 million in sales. Does that make sense? Get people in the room with you on your front end offer and then have your back end offer. That's where you actually profit and make your margins. Okay. And then the second step of this is add value, which is essentially leads, right? And with leads, there's also 2 parts. First part is lead generation. And then second part is lead conversion, right? Lead generation is where one of the things that I always say is if you really want to control your destiny, you really want to have no issues generating the amount of money that you want to generate, you have to generate leads first. And this is where you get people to know you, to turn a cold audience into a warm audience. Lead generation could be something like a PDF. You can do a digital book like we do, our 100K book. You can also do a mini course. You can even do a live webinar or a live training like we do with our 100K intensive. All of those things are designed to say, hey, I have this thing of high value, right? A PDF, a book, a mini course, or even some type of a live webinar. And in order to get it, register, right? Or opt in. And they're going to trade you for their name, phone number, and email. Does that make sense? So that's now you're able to generate leads. Okay. And then second part of leads is lead conversion. This is where now you generated lead. It's all about touch points. It's all about deepening that connection. You started the relationship, and lead conversion is about building upon that relationship. So for example, for us, we have our live trainings that we do that we invite people to, right? Before we sell them. One of the things in terms of adding value is understanding your audience, but at the same time, understanding what they value, right? Really identifying what they value so that you can deliver value to them and deepening the connection, building upon the relationship that you actually just started. So we invite people to our 100K Intensive, which is a live training. We create our 100K Masterclass, which is an automated training where they can watch all of that, right? After they come get our book, they go right to our 100K Masterclass. They can watch that. It's about a 30-minute Masterclass. And then from the Masterclass, we invite them to our live intensive, which is a free 1-hour training. That's deepening the relationship. I believe in serving hard, sell easy, right? And after they attend our intensive, that's where we then make them an offer to come to our 100K immersion, which is our front end offer for $497. And after they come to the 100K immersion, spend a full day with us, then and then we make our coaching offer, which is our $25,000 coaching offer, right? So that's our back-end offer, okay? So that's leads. That's add value. And then the first step in this is attract, which is traffic. One of the people always ask, how do I find people to sell to? You're not. Your job is to be findable. Your job is to be findable. And traffic-wise, there's organic traffic, which is traffic that you actually create. This is content you create for people to read, to listen, to watch, right? You have blogs, you have long-form videos, you have short-form videos, you have audio like podcasting, that's organic content. Then you have outreach traffic, where you actually can go to where your clients are at. They're in Facebook groups, they're on Reddit, they're on Quora, they're interacting somewhere, they're active in some type of a forum or some type of a group. You can actually go into and do outreach, right? Go in and add value, go in and answer questions, go in and you might see people, have a problem. They may express their problem and you can help them there, right? And that's how you can actually get seen. So people now are aware that you actually exist. There's opportunity traffic where you can actually do JVs with people, right? You have, people out there who have a big list or a big community. You can actually do some JV, 50% partnerships. You can do affiliate programs. You can do referral programs. So you can also do opportunity traffic. And then there's outbound traffic. Outbound traffic is where you actually can pay for traffic, right? So I love paid traffic. Why? Because I have my sales processes and systems dialed in where I have a front-end offer. I have free offers for them to come into my world to get to know me and like me. And then I have, once they know me, like me, want me, then I have a front-end offer, low ticket, that they can actually purchase, right? And then when they spend a full day with us, now they trust me. They know that I'm their guy. And some of the people that says, I want coaching from you, then that's where we then make our back-end offer. That's where we profit, right? Some of the times where you pay for paid traffic, you may lose money on the front end, but that's okay, just as long as you have a back-end offer, right, to make it up. Okay, so there's outbound traffic, and then there's obviously owned traffic, which is one of the reasons why you generate leads, why people give you their information, is for you to nurture the list, right? Those who build a list build a business. Owned traffic is about delivering value to your list all the time, inviting them to your webinars, inviting them to your challenges, sending things for them to read, to listen to watch, right? You're just continually touching your list by adding value. You're not just promoting all the time. You got to also add value. And then the last traffic source is optimized traffic, which is SEO, right? If you're ready for that, which is why I made it the last traffic source, sometimes you're not ready for that. Optimizing your funnels, hiring somebody for SEO to make sure that you're when people search for categories in your niche, you actually show up on the first page or on the very top, things like that, right? So there's optimized traffic as well. So that is it. So attract is traffic, add value is leads, acquire is sales, and then accelerate is ensuring that your clients succeed in what they're doing. So again, like this video, subscribe to our channel if you're this connects with you, if you love content like this, and then comment 100K in the video, and we're going to share with you a link so that you could register for one of our upcoming 100K intensive, which is a free online training, which is the playbook for 100K months. And I'm going to walk you through the 7 costly mistakes that really sabotage or stop experts and entrepreneurs from generating 100K months. Have an amazing rest of the day. You can see now how I did that, right? So now I'm going to coach you. So on all the things that we covered, but the people that see me for the first time read this on our blog or listen to this on our podcast training, or they see our long form content on YouTube. Now if this content connects with them, they're going to comment, right? And we'll put this on Facebook, and all of a sudden they're going to comment there as well. And when they comment, my team then will give them links to wherever we want them to go. So right now I want people to go to my 100K intensive, which is a brand new webinar, brand new training that I'm running every single week, right? When I finish my revision of my 100K masterclass, which is an automated training, on some of the videos, I might say, yeah, comment masterclass or something, whatever word you're using, comment masterclass, and we're going to share with you a link for our free masterclass where you can actually watch our 100K masterclass that's on demand. My team is finalizing, and my writers are finalizing my book, my 100K book. So if I wanted to say, hey, comment 100K book, and we're going to send you a free copy of our 100K book, right? So wherever you want them to go, you get them to engage with your content. And when you do that, by doing that is you are helping the algorithm gods, right? The social media algorithm to say, wow, people are engaging with this person's brand, right? They're engaging with this person's post. They're engaging with this person's content. And that's why we want to always comment in the video like that.